everybody, welcome back to another Sunday with Steve. Today we're going to take on one of those videos that you see all over Facebook. These quick food videos where they whip something together real quick. I like the idea that they had. I love the presentation of it, the summer presentation of it. But it needed some stuff in my opinion. So I'm jazzing it and I'm making it my own and taking it a step further. Okay? But anyway, you need a pineapple for this one. Look, and you got to hollow it out. Keep the shell. You cut the pineapple in half this way. I'll tell you as I'm going along. I have a tablespoon of vegetable oil in this pan here. I'm going to heat this up. Okay. To that I have some peppers. I have a yellow pepper and a green pepper. And I have a bunch of snap peas. Not the flat ones. The ones that have the peas in them. You know what I mean? The pea pods. Sugar snap. That's what it is. Sugar snap peas. This one, you're going to try to cut corners where we can. There's not a lot of sugar and stuff in it, so I'm kind of following it to the almost letter of what they used. I could, like we have a little bit of brown sugar here. I could have used the coconut sugar, which probably would have worked with this, although I'm out of it. I would have had to run to the store. But anyway, we'll get started on that. Let me get a spatula, because we're going to need that to fry. So I'm heating up my oil here, and what I'm going to do is just quickly fry, almost stir fry my peppers, because I just want to cook those down a bit. Okay, so we're just going to kind of coat those and let those fry up. Okay, nice color we got here. It'll add a little green to our dish here and a little bit of spice, not much. The yellow peppers are usually a little sweeter, I find. Okay, so I'll wait on the peas. I want to cook those a little bit first because I'd like the peas to keep their crunch. Anyway, so what you're going to do is take a pineapple, okay, a whole pineapple, and you're going to cut it this way, top to bottom, not across, top to bottom. And then you're going to hollow it out. Okay, now how do you do that? You take a knife and you cut the core, and then you cut some strips, and then you get some nice big chunks of pineapple. Now you're going to get pieces that, as you scrape it out, to try to hollow out the thing. So you just do the best you can to keep. Don't use the core pieces. Try to make sure you can get the core pieces out because that's usually kind of hard and you don't want to use that. So you just try to make it, you get a nice bunch of big chunks, but then you're going to get a lot of juice and shredded pieces from when you're cleaning it out, because this is going to be our bowl for our dish, which is kind of cool, right? It makes a great presentation. In the summertime, you bring this out to a barbecue. Killer. Here I have my rice cooker going. It's actually all done. I keep saying rice cooker, rice cooker, rice cooker. If you don't have one, get one. Because while you're doing your prep and all this other stuff, that thing's cooking your rice. You don't even got to look at it. It's non-stick. So all you do is turn it on, and when it's done, it shuts itself off and goes into warm mode, and it's ready when you're ready, okay? So let me just stir fry this, and I'll be right back. So my peppers have tendered up a bit, but we don't want them, like I said, we don't want them raw, and we don't want them really wilted down either. So now I'm going to just take a bunch, maybe as you think, kind of want to overdo it, of our snow pea pods. Okay, let me put that over there. And we're just going to kind of pan fry those with our peppers, just for a few minutes, okay? We just want to give them a little bit of tenderizing and a little bit of a sear, okay? Make sure you toss them around in that vegetable oil with the peppers. Okay, and that's it, just a few minutes of tossing that around. Now I'm just going to take what I don't drop on the floor and put this into a bowl, okay? And leave that on the side, okay? Next, we're going to take one of our proteins. We're doing two proteins today. We're doing chicken and we're doing shrimp on this. So this is going to be really nice. It's going to have that like kind of sweet and sour, classic sweet and sour kind of flair on it, okay? So I have two chicken breasts that I just chopped up into as uniform pieces as I can. And I'm just going to brown this chicken in this pan, okay? If you have to add a little bit more vegetable oil or olive oil, go right ahead, okay? But just make sure you're moving it around so it's not really sticking. Once it's kind of cooked, once you throw it in at first, it kind of starts to stick. But once it's cooking and you move it around, it stops sticking. So make sure you move it around right away. But they're nice big uniform pieces, not too big, but just try to make them as uniform as possible. Okay? And we're just going to let that cook now, so that's cooked through. Okay, and then once you have your chicken all cooked, put that, and take that out of the pan and put that in a separate bowl. Okay? This is all going to come together at the end. You got to just do this in stages, okay? So there's our pan still. Just going to put a little bit more, just a little drop of oil on there, just to make sure I coat the bottom of that pan. Because next protein, we're going to do shrimp. Chicken and shrimp in this today. It's going to be really nice, okay? So I just have the small shrimp, the medium they're called. You don't have to do the real big ones. The real big ones I usually just save for if I'm doing something like that I have to batter them, like franchise. If I'm doing a stuffed shrimp and I need the shrimp to kind of be bigger so I can put some stuffing on it, then I do the big ones. Otherwise, for a dish like this where you want chicken and shrimp throughout the whole dish, definitely go with the smaller medium ones, and you'll be fine. And that way they'll all, you'll make sure you get a little bit of everything in each bite. Okay, so I'm just going to cook these. These now, shrimp are going to take 2 minutes to cook, really. So I'm just going to cook these for a minute, and then I'm going to take these out, and then we're going to assemble our sauce. Our rice is all ready, our pineapple's ready. We're ready to almost put this thing together. Be right back. Okay, and our shrimp is all cooked now. Okay, so we're going to take that out of here. Now, I haven't really been, so I peppered the shrimp a little bit. I haven't really salt or peppered anything because some of the stuff that we're going to be using, like we need to add chicken stock to this. Chicken stock usually has a ton of sodium in it, unless you get the low sodium one, but even still, there's a decent amount of sodium in there. So I'm going to wait until later to taste for salt. I think it's going to be fine once we have the stock. I'm going to take all my pineapple now and add that to this pan. Okay, and just kind of char that up a little bit. If you got really big chunks, you can just kind of break them up. Okay, and I just want to cook this a little till I at least get the juice, so it's not so wet. I mean, it could be because we're going to add other stuff and make a sauce, so that's just going to kind of incorporate into the sauce. But anyway, let's get this nice and hot. Okay, so once you got your pineapple nice and hot, now we're going to start assembling this sauce. It's 4 different things, a tablespoon of each, real easy, okay? So we're going to do a tablespoon of hoisin, any hoisin sauce. Now we did make our own that one time, which was really kind of cool. I couldn't find the recipe for it though. I would have liked to have done my own homemade hoisin sauce because that stuff was great. Okay, so I'm just going to mix that in. To that I'm going to add a tablespoon of soy sauce, reduced sodium if you can. Again, just to make sure, even though it's the reduced sodium one, it's still usually pretty salty. A nice tablespoon of garlic. Look at that. At least it didn't break in there. I'd have to start all over. So let's just brown that up a little bit. I've kind of pushed everything to the side just to give the garlic a chance to kind of brown up a little bit. And then a tablespoon of brown sugar. Now, like I said, if I would have had my coconut sugar, I probably would have tried that just to see, because that's very dark in color, almost like a brown sugar, and I'd like to see how it does with the whole sugar spike thing. This thing, it's only a tablespoon. The pineapple is sweet. I mean, there's a lot of sweetness in this, natural sugar in this, so it's not like it's not going to be sweet. So I'm just hoping it's not too bad for us. We just got to make sure, and with the rice, the carbs, once in a while. Moderation. Moderation is the name of the game. So just let this cook for a minute or two, okay? Because this is going to thicken up like it's already doing. It's getting into a nice thickness here, okay? Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it right now. A cup of chicken stock, okay? That's going to thicken this whole thing up into a nice sticky sauce, kind of, which will be nice, okay? So I'm going to put that in there, and now I'm going to dump my veggies back in here because I want that flavor to infuse into the sauce as well, and to help kind of cook those a little bit. Now if you have a little bit of the pineapple juice left, I'm just going to put that back in there just to kind of, again, sweeten that up a little bit more. So we're just going to let this cook until it thickens up. We'll be back when it's there, and then we'll add our proteins. And then we're ready to go. Be back. Okay, and then once you got that to a nice boil, it's reduced a little bit. It's getting to that thicky, sticky stage, add your proteins back in. Okay, so now you're going to add the chicken and your shrimp, and that's going to finish cooking everything too, just to make sure. You know me, I'm a big freak about undercooked chicken and whatnot. It's got to be all cooked through, so this will definitely let this finish cooking through, okay? Because we didn't overcook our chicken and our shrimp. You know, we cooked them to where they were cooked. We could have ate them just like that, but we want to let them now mix in with this, with the sauce, thicken up, and then just keep tossing and coating this whole thing. Okay? Let me clean up this mess. I always make a big mess in the kitchen. That's the sign of a good meal when you make a big mess. Bang a lot of dishes. It makes everybody in the other room think, wow, he's really going to town in there. Okay? So there's our bowls that we're going to serve this in. My rice is all ready. I'll be back when that's ready, and we'll eat. We'll taste it, we'll eat. Okay, so we're all ready. See, it's thickened up really nice. Let this take its time and do its thing, okay? Because it's got to reduce down and really get thickened up, okay? So what you're going to do is take some rice, put that inside your pineapple here. It's hot. Keeps it warm, I'm telling you. Rice cooker, everybody, rice cooker. Highly recommended, okay? So I'm just going to put it on one side of our pineapple here, our rice. You could lay it along the bottom too, but I guess you kind of want to see, you know? If you're going to make the presentation, you want to be able to see it, okay? So I'm just going to scoop some of my other stuff here, okay? Just put some on the other side. Need some red. Need something red. Next time I'll use a red pepper, so you get that little pop of red in here. But anyway, what a great presentation. You make a whole bunch of these. If you're having dinner for 4, make 4 of them, put them on a nice big platter, and then you serve them like that. I mean, look at that. How beautiful is that? All right, we gotta taste this, because then we gotta eat. And I got a cheesecake over here. It's my traditional cheesecake, sugar-free, that I've been making. I've done for the show. Love it, love it, love it. Today I'm trying a new twist on it. I pureed some strawberries. I cut down on the sugar, the sweetener Swerve that I use. I did half the amount because the strawberries should sweeten it up too. I wanted to see how it comes out as far as taste and flavor and everything else. So we'll try that later when we're talking movies. But let's taste this right now. Okay, I want to take a little bit, take a piece of shrimp, piece of chicken, piece of pineapple. Let's get a little bit of everything. All right, here. A little bit of the rice. Because you know me, I gotta taste it and then I gotta go eat. Because it's hot, man. It's summer. I gotta go sit in the AC and eat this. Hot, hot, hot. Really good though. The pineapple sweetens it up really nice. It's almost, I'd call it, you know, like a sweet and sour. Think of a sweet and sour. You could even, like in the video, they put some sesame seeds on them if you want to jazz it up like that. Whatever you want. I just liked my own twist on it by adding more veggies to it and really just kind of doing something different. But I love the presentation that they did with this. I think this is spectacular for the summertime. Alrighty, I'm going to go eat. Then I'll be back in a little while to taste that cheesecake and talk movies. Alrighty, see you in a bit. Okay, so there's my famous sugar-free, no-carb, low-carb cheesecake that I make all the time. It's the best cheesecake, I swear. It's amazing. But this time we just did, I didn't show you how to make it all over again. Just go and see how to make it. It's on one of the earlier episodes this year. I showed you how to do it with the pudding in the mix and the whole bit. But I wanted to try it with the strawberries to see if I can put a twist on it. And you know what? It worked. The strawberries sweetened it up enough that I cut back on the, I did half, usually I do a cup of the sweetener, the Swerve. I only did a half a cup because I put about a cup of pureed strawberries into this. And it's fantastic. Now it opens up all kinds of doors because now I'm going to try it with blueberries and blackberries and raspberries and Oh yeah. Anyway, let's get the movie thing done so I can eat my cheesecake. Okay, so the first movie we watched this week was A Clockwork Orange. Stanley Kubrick. Matthew McDowell plays the lead role. Very strange, very bizarre, as I remembered it to be. I was glad to watch this one again, though. It is really, like, twisted. I mean, it's not for everybody. Definitely not for everybody. And how it made it so far on this list, I don't know. I don't mind the movie. It's not like it's the greatest movie I've ever seen, but some of the movies that we watched already on this list, I think, are way better than Clockwork Orange. But anyway, the other movie we watched was A Streetcar Named Desire, which I had never seen before. Like I said, I kept confusing it with On the Waterfront. But love Marlon Brando, love Vivian Leigh, and I mean, it's really a fantastic movie. I kind of found it to be better, like, towards the second half of the movie. The first hour of the movie was, I don't know, not boring, but like kind of hard to follow until you kind of get the gist of it, and then like everything starts to unravel by the second part of it. So I get where this was a play, because it's kind of got that feel that, you know, they set everything up in the first act, and then in the second act, the second half of the movie, everything just kind of falls into place, and you find out what the heck is going on, because it's a little confusing, like Blanche and what's going on with her, and then you find it all out. But it was good. The performances were amazing. Brando is amazing. Okay, anyway, let's find out what we're watching this week. Counting down, number 44, 1915, it's a real early one, Birth of a Nation. Now, I'm going to hope to find a copy of this movie to watch. I thought they had it at my library, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to have to look to see if they have it. I know that there's a version that's a couple years old, but I'm supposed to see the 1915 version, so we'll see what happens. If I can't find it, maybe I'll have to watch a newer one. We'll find out next week when I tell you if I found it or not. Number 43, 1933, King Kong. This is the original, well, I think it's the original one. I don't know if there's an earlier one, a silent, who knows, there could be a silent movie one. But anyway, this is I believe the Fay Wray version, the real early black and white one, which I have seen years ago. I don't think I've seen it in years and years, but we'll watch it again. Alrighty, we'll see you next week, everybody. I'll try to come up with something new. This was kind of fun today with the pineapple and the sweet and sour thing, and shrimp and chicken and rice and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. I'll try to find something for next week. Please give me some suggestions. We'll see you then.